and he's known as the mystical visionary artist.
So connected with the seascape, with the water. Even moving to San Diego or Coronado Island, it's just so close to me. I can smell it and see it, and then when I visualize it, I'm there.
Yes, welcome to Visit Vegas Places with Coyal. How you guys doing today? This is season 3. We're in season 3, and it's beautiful. I'm enjoying summer. Had a great summer break. One thing in Vegas I like to do is the sightseeing and going places, and one of my favorite places is Lake Las Vegas. If you haven't been to Lake Las Vegas, you need to try it when you come down here and visit Vegas, or if you are local. Lake Las Vegas is very beautiful. We like to stay at the Westin. They have the bouncy water parks out there where you can actually like go on these bouncy parks on top of the water, the lake. The views are spectacular. They also have these boats with clubs on it. It's real nice to see the boat roll by with the music and the lights going and everybody's partying. But we sit out and we like to enjoy the view because it's so beautiful. To captivate it. It's a kind of view you want to have hanging in your living room. Now, my guest today paints these pictures and views that view out in the lake. I mean, he makes these views come to reality. It's very spectacular. Now, he draws these visions, and he's known as the mystical visionary artist. You can find his fluid resin artwork in Las Vegas establishments all through in the valley and in homes. Very beautiful. And I want to present to you artist Rommel Lozano, owner of Luminous Dream Art. Rommel, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Coyal. Good to be here.
Oh man, I thank you for joining. Your artwork is so beautiful. I love the artwork. I love the pieces. It's just brings, it's just breathtaking. It brings it to life like you're actually there at the beach. Do you recall the artwork you first invented that was beyond just traditional paint and paper? What made you get into resin? How did you take it to that level?
Uh, Ever since I was a kid, I'd love to get really, really into lights. I grew up in a Catholic family. Way back then, I think we had like Latin masses. This is like when I was really, really young. Like maybe
Okay.
I recall when I was 6 years old or something. No, no, actually, less than that. Like possibly like 4 years old. And then my grandmother took me there, and then all I can see is like all this beautiful cathedral lights
Wow.
just just beaming from the outside, and I was so mesmerized by it at a point that my grandma would pinch me so that I could listen to the mass or something. It's like
Oh,
Latin mass. So that's how it all started. I was so into bold colors and light and the fluidity of the shadows. It's almost like it's like an abstract painting by itself.
right. Now, your artwork is made with fluid resin art, and it brings
Mhm.
your art to life. It looks like an actual, setting of a location that you've been to. Now, could you educate the audience exactly what is fluid resin art and the difference from other artwork using fluid resin?
Yeah, I actually call it like frozen watercolor technique. It's a way to which you just play around with what you have: acrylics, inks, mica powder, alcohol inks. You can even have oil paint if you like, but it's
Mm,
like all media. But then the limited amount that you have to put everything in perspective, because I'm using epoxy resin,
hmm.
would be so limited to the point that you cannot, like segue into any other visions you have. Like you just have to commit and make it happen. And so you have to let it go. So I do with layers after layers after layers of awesome work
Right.
with glitters and sparkles. I love sparkles,
Uh,
glass, and put them all together.
it's
Yes.
beautiful artwork. Now, for the artwork and the backgrounds that you have, what is the background behind the innovative artworks? Like, so some of your artwork are so beautiful that it looks like an exact location. What inspires you to come up with some of your paintings?
I grew up, my early recollection when I was a kid. I grew up when we were fortunate enough to be, to have a seaside view when I was a kid, and I would play around, and I'm just so connected with the seascape, the water. Even moving to San Diego or Coronado Island, it's just so close to me. I can smell it and see it, and then when I visualize it, I'm there. I'm total ecstasy, relaxation. So these are like what makes me like strive to create these pieces that I don't even plan ahead. I have like a specific directions where I want to go, but it's
Hmm.
never to like this is how it's gonna be looking like. Yeah,
Wow.
and that's what makes it
That's
so engaging and exciting for me because it's like another experience that I have.
right.
Yeah,
In each of your pieces, you could just tell you put your all into it. And it's amazing how you can have this photogenic memory and come up with these paintings that look like actual, locations that exist. And you find yourself just actually just being captivating and just staring at your pieces. You could just stare at them for hours. That's why I know, those who love it and purchase your pieces, they go home and I can imagine they stare at them all day. That goes with the history. What's the history behind your company name? Luminous Dream. Let us know the history behind the name.
yes. When I was in high school, I would keep a diary of all my dreams. I know it's really weird, but I'm fascinated with dreaming
Uh-huh.
because there's no perspective into this is what it is. You could go through the walls, you could fly, you could go through the cosmic you know existence of wherever your it takes you. And so that perspective of the dreaming state to me is an opening to the unknown. So every experience I have with my artistic work is like an opening towards the unknown, such
Hmm.
that I would love to infuse it with beauty, the mysticism and luminosity comes in when you play with the fluid colors and
Right.
different spectrum of colors that you never conceived. We would like, oh my god, and then you thrive on creating this flow together brings in the luminosity that it creates, layered by layered by layered, just building enough to see what needs to shine through each pieces.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you recall, as being an artist and a professional artist, that first piece that was sold that like really confirmed and gave you that feeling like, wow, this is why I do this? Do you remember that moment, and how was that moment?
Oh, that was spectacular. I I was lucky enough to be invited to do my own solo exhibition here in Vegas when I first started. And it was just to me it was just like wow, it's a validation. So um I have this piece that I love. I call it imago. It's like
Okay.
being Catholic, you're connected with the saints and the
Okay.
Virgin
Yep.
Mary, the whole concept of the purity of the feminine energy. I love that, the sacredness of it. So I
Right.
created it, the piece, and, with uh, fluid painting, and
Right.
I was so amazed. I actually, honestly, I price it so high so that nobody buys it. But if somebody buys it, that means like it's so valuable for them that they would love that, right?
Right.
And that was the first piece that was sold, and I was so mesmerized and shocked that you know my client really knows what he wants, like what was there.
Right.
Like it's amazing. So and it just
Wow.
brings me some really great validation and confidence to move on, especially when you first started. Because everything is a
Correct.
learning experience. And so I've never considered myself as, that's it. This is it. This is where I
Right.
go. It's always a venture towards the unknown.
Right.
That's why the
Right.
luminous dream artwork come in. So yeah,
That's a beautiful story, and I can imagine the feeling just hearing you say that story. You can relive it with anyone in the profession of, especially if you're an entrepreneur, whether you paint, whether you make music, or anything of that sense that you do on your own. When you get that first payment for your work and your intelligence, it's a different feeling, and it kind of solidifies that I got to do more. I got to keep going. This is I meant to do this, and then the next level is you start making a living off of it. Once you do that, now you can catch Rommel, which Luminous Art, Dreamwork art pieces, beautiful art pieces, where they are on display at Taverna, and Taverna Casterna is the restaurant here in Las Vegas, and it's Maine and Charleston. As you guys seen the video of Romano, those art pieces are there at the tavern. So some of the art pieces there on displays are also sold. Now that is a very important, you know, a very important step to have that art pieces inside of the place where people could come see it on display while they're eating in a setting so beautiful. Really, what I'm getting at is that what you did is very smart and also builds relationships and networking. Because not only does the artwork there, but you have a relationship with the owner of the restaurant and others there that come. Could you share and enlighten on my audience that are also painters and small business owners, how important it is to build that relationship, with other business owners and how it, works hand in hand.
It's extremely important, especially as an artist. Like a lot of times I just want to create. It's I don't really put much regards into selling my work because that's like my flow. But like I've learned enough since I've thrived on, when people buy my work, it
Right.
feels so good to me that it found itself a home.
Right.
Therefore, I felt like it's actually a service for other people to actually engage in. That like right now, as I'm speaking to you, people, a lot of my collectors would have my pieces are actually there in their living room, in their
Right.
fireplace, the bathroom, in the bedroom, and it touched
Right.
my heart. Like I'm speaking to you right now, it's like it's so powerful. It's like it's so valuable. So when you connect with other business owners, let's say Taverna Costera, which value my work really well, and I love it. It sparks the love towards more possibilities that you can create. As I met you, as I met Patty,
Right.
there's a mingling of the mind that, if it's alone, left to my own devices, I would not really conjure and come up with. But when I
Right.
connect with you, you're so versed with, how it's going to be
Right.
done. This is the app for this, and this is like the
Right.
flow. And then when you
Right.
start, exchanging ideas, it's so
Yes.
valuable. So mm, it's so important that like I have to be get out of my comfort zone, like one of those things,
Yes.
and then started, especially with a group of like-minded business entrepreneurs, which supports me, and it just keeps holding up to the standard of which, like, oh my God, I would not have done it if it's just for me. But networking is really important for especially for artists.
It is. It's very important, and because I know a lot of artists here in Las Vegas, we hold a whole lot of artists out here that are talented that aren't exposed though. And with that being said, with you, that is very smart what you did, and with Taverna Costera and have your artwork there. Now, with artists that are listening that are out here in Vegas, what best practice could you share to them that are listening? They're like, man, Romel has artwork in Taverna Costera. How do I go about, if I know a restaurant owner, how can I go about getting my artwork on display there? What would be a best practice you would, share to them if they're wondering, like, what do I say? What first step do I do? What would be something you can let them know, like, hey, this is what you should do, to take that next step further?
Old piece. So you have your own remarkable gift, let's just say, exude in it. Keep exuding, keep implementing, keep experimenting, keep reinventing, who you are. Get out of the comfort zone, keep rediscovering yourself. And we're magnetic beings, and it will come, it's almost like you would attract the person, the people, the business that is there for you because you're so connected with your passion. It's loving your passion that creates the spark to, to manifest in so many different ways, more than what you can conceive of. And that's precisely what's been happening. And do not be disheartened that, let's just say, you have rejections, like, oh, this gallery is da 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 da, the exhibit didn't turn out well or whatever. But if that's part of your mental conditioning towards reinventing what suits you best, what, like speaking your truth from within, yeah? Because other people will have advice and say, you're like, oh, do it this way, this way. It's fine. You can listen to it, but don't pay attention too much that you erase and disvalidate what you have inside you that's just like so speak speak your truth, speak from your
Mm,
angle, speak from your viewpoint, because we're so unique in our own
makes sense. Yes.
individuality that when that we can actually appreciate those that sparks because they're so unique that I love it. We cannot be contained towards, oh, I'd like to be him, and therefore I'm going to do exactly what he did, because it's not never the same experience,
Right.
right? But
Right.
you can kind of like see what sparks it, just like what I said about, you know, and then go on from there. Just
Right.
take the ones that look kind of
True.
like yummy for
True.
you, and then go on with there. That's why when you talk to an artist, like, what makes them spark? Like go into their mind, like, okay, let's see what makes, and then see if that works for you. And if it doesn't, move on to another artist, or connect with that as
Right.
well. So
Right.
meeting up with other artists is a great idea as well, because you get to see their, not just their all success
Right.
stories, but we know what is it that makes them click when they felt like they failed. What made them so tenacious until like recreating themselves again. What made them so like? Do they have a meditational practice in the morning? Sometimes they do. I
Right.
do.
Right.
I would wake up in the morning. I would like just
True.
clean, clean, clean slate, and then I would like just commune to the universe. Just like go outside
Right. Right.
and just like a prayer and like it's gratitude. These are some of the aspects I would love to share with people.
Gotcha.
Love of passion. Yes.
Right. And that is important. That is important because a lot of people need that. And they don't, and we always think that the obstacle is bigger than the reality of it. And when all we need to do is simple things like what you said, believe in yourself, take action. You never know until you go on and get there.
Mm.
And then, like one of the quotes, what I always love from Kobe Bryant, he says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So if you don't take the shot, you're going to miss it. You have to take your shot. And I like what you said about taking things to heed. I had a wise buddy who used to always tell me some things you got to take to heed and some things you take heart. You can't take everything to heart and everything you got to, sometimes you got to take heed. Okay. And some things you take to heart, but don't take everything to heart. Sometimes you just got to take heed of it and keep moving. So that was great wisdom you shared. And I appreciate that, Ramel. And one other thing too, Romel, that the piece I have that you gave me, I want to thank you. Beautiful. I actually told my wife when I showed her the piece, we're building the bathroom around your piece. So I told her I
Oh,
want
thank
to,
you.
I want an ocean
Oh, that's
bathroom
wonderful.
now
But yeah.
with seashells. So now we're gonna build the bathroom around that one piece you gave me. Yes. Yeah. So you guys listening in, you guys have to visit Taverna Costera if you're in Vegas or if you're local. They have great dining there. They have the great rooftop entertainment, and of course, great artwork. And you have Rommel Lozano's artwork is displayed all through the establishment. You guys need to definitely check it out. If you're interested in artwork and beautiful pieces, go there to purchase artwork. Not only do you can purchase
Yes,
there,
you
you
can
can also
connect with
purchase
me
through his
definitely
social media handles.
at
And Rommel,
Instagram,
if you don't mind sharing your
luminous
social media handles for our audience.
underscore dream underscore art. And you can find a lot of my work there from earlier, from like 2, 3 years ago up to now. And then you can also connect with me through there. You could check in with my Facebook page as well.
Yes, and you guys, his links are in the show notes. For all those who just want to be have a convenience, go right down into the show notes, click on his link, and it'll take you right to his social media handle. So before we let Rommel go, the show is going to have to find out if you like this or that. So we're going to play this or that. After this or that, we're going to see how very, very Vegas you are. So with this or that, I just give you two options. Okay. And you just let us know the preface of which option that you would like or prefer. All right. So for this or
Oatmeal.
that, your first option for breakfast,
Yeah,
if you
because you
had to
could put a
pick
lot of
one
stuff in
for a week
oatmeal.
to eat
You could
all
put
week,
ice
would it be
cream,
oatmeal or
fruit,
grits?
raspberry, blueberries. Yummy.
Oatmeal. Yes. All right.
Oh, I love
That's
maple
right.
syrup on oatmeal with
What is
blueberry.
your favorite?
It's just the simplicity of just the oatmeal with the maple syrup. It's so
Oh,
delicious. It's such a comforting food.
yes. Oh my God.
It's so
It is.
good, isn't
And
it?
that's one of my favorite flavors is the maple flavor. And I always put extra syrup in it. And it's just, oh man, you're right. It is. All right. So now on the
Uh,
barbecues, when you're headed
I
to a
like
barbecue, would you
macaroni
prefer
because
macaroni
in
salad
macaroni
or you're
salad you
more
can
of a
have like
potato salad
chicken
guy?
macaroni, macaroni salad. Yeah, I guess you could do macaroni salad too. Potato is so dense and deep. To me, it's like it's so dense.
Right.
But macaroni, you can it's kind of light and fluffy as well. So like it's a pasta. So you can create whatever it is. It could be crab, or or you can put cranberries on it too, or pineapples with some
Right.
condensed milk. I guess that's like one of the recipes
Right.
my aunt had. Yeah, yeah, it's really good. It's like a chicken. Oh yeah, and then
Right.
you can eat the
True.
potatoes
True. True.
afterwards.
Okay, I got to try that. That sounds good. And then also, you're right. The potato salad. Okay, right. The potato salad I was about to say is that almost you're right. A dish on its own because
Exactly.
you'll get full off potato salad and won't
Yeah.
enjoy anything else. Whereas the macaroni salad is light. You can eat everything still and don't get just full off. So you're right. All right. So now this one, on your chill days when you're not painting or not working and you're just laxing
You
around the
know, come to
area,
think of it, I
do
actually
you
like
like
the
to cool back
V-neck.
with either a V-neck style T-shirt
I
or you're more of
do
a crew
love the
neck
V-neck.
style
I
T-shirt?
don't usually see V-neck, but the V-neck is so it's just right, you know, because
Yes.
the crew neck is so tight,
Yes.
but the V-neck has this like I don't know some magnetas, just like it's so
Right.
it's yeah. Well, the thing
Right.
is about the shirt is like the more comfortable the shirt is,
Right.
the better it is. You know, I actually wear
It
it like up
is. Yeah.
like a how do you call it like underneath. You reverse it. Yeah, comfort
Right.
is better
That's true.
than anything else for me.
Right. Correct. Yeah. I didn't used to be a V-neck guy. I think most all of us are like this, but because by tradition we were raised with crew necks, as growing up crew necks. So I don't think we go directly to a V-neck, but once you try one on and you just give it a chance, and you feel the comfort and have the look,
Really.
I think you're like, you know what? I like this
Yeah,
V-neck
plus
stuff, because it took
it
me to
has
buy a
more air
couple and
because
have
you're in
them
Vegas.
on, and it
You
almost
know,
gives
like
a
when you
different
wear
feel. You
something
know
on
what I
top,
mean?
well,
Than the
you don't
crew neck,
wear on
like you
top.
said, it gives a
You know,
looser
it's
feel.
cooler,
Right.
like temperature wise too.
Right. Right. That is correct.
About 7 years
Correct. Oh
from
man.
California.
All right, Rommel. So we're gonna see how very, very Vegas you are. How long you been out here in
Yes.
Vegas? 7 years, baby. Yes, they say you're a local. I'm from California too, also. So they say
Like I'm
after
local,
5 years, you're a local. I think that is. It used to
local,
be 3, but I think it's 5 now. So either
local.
or,
Okay.
you passed your mark. Yes. Loco. So we're gonna see how very, very Vegas you are. So with this question for Rommel, this question I'm going to give 3 options, which is multiple choice, and you decide which one you would pick. So this one, there are around blank hotel rooms in all of Las Vegas. So there are around 1.5 million hotel rooms, 150,000 hotel rooms, or 800,000 hotel rooms in all of Las Vegas.
Um,
1.5 million,
let's see.
150,000, or
Let's go with
800,000
the middle.
hotel rooms in all of Las
150,000.
Vegas. I'm sure this is a rounded number. Ding, 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 ding. You got it. You got it. Good job. Good job. Yes, it's actually credited with the Golden Gate website.
Yeah.
There are around 150,000 hotel
Hmm.
rooms in all of Las Vegas. I'm sure that count is probably higher now, with count of we just had, 3 new casinos back to back. So I'm positive that count is probably higher. But the other
Wow.
news that I was reading is our occupancy rate is 88.9%. That is good if you think about that.
Mm.
88.9. And they broke it down. The rate is 48% are on
Wow.
vacation. They came to vacation. 5% came to gamble, and 11% came for conventions. So that's the breakdown of it, right? So yeah, it's beautiful,
Well,
huh?
thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes, yes. Well, thank you. Yeah, you got that. You're a local. You are a true local. Yes. Yes. All right. Again, I have Rommel Lozano, owner of Luminous Dream Art. Beautiful art pieces. You guys check him out. He has his artwork at Taverna Costera, which is downtown the art district on Main and
Luminous
Charleston.
underscore
Also, you can check
dream
him out on his
underscore
social media
at,
handles. Before we head out,
that's
Rommel,
on
let them know your
Instagram.
social media handles one more
And then
time.
on Facebook, you could follow that when you go to my Instagram page. It's pretty much from Mel Lozano.
Yes, yes. Yep, it's all there. And if you guys have any issues, make sure you go back to the show notes, look down, which I do have his link into the show notes. Rommel, I want to thank you. Keep doing your beautiful art. Thank you for the collaboration and everything. Definitely, you have my support, and I love your work. You
Thank you,
guys go check
Coyal.
out his
I really
artwork and
appreciate your
support
energy
Rommel.
in
He's a
promoting not
very
just
good
me, but
man. And I want to thank you
my
for
friends,
joining me and thank you for
artists,
being on the show, Rommel.
even the restaurants that I love. The Categoria Costera. You're an addition. You're a good friend, man. Like I really enjoyed your heart to your love to your passion. You're passionate
Yes.
about this, and I am really really
Thank you.
excited where this is gonna go through for us.
Thank you.
We have our own journey and we meet, and then let's see what we can create. Right? It's exciting.
Right. Right. Well, yes. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Because I can see 5 years
Awesome.
down, we're going to be at a round table laughing, talking about other ideas. We are. Oh man, it was a pleasure. And audience, I want to thank you guys for tuning in to us. You guys could have been anywhere, but you guys came in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, download your favorite
All
episode
righty.
so you
Good
can
night,
hear it
guys.
later. But make sure you subscribe. And I want to thank you for joining. Rommel, good night. And I will see you again, okay? Thank you. Bye.